It was August 5th, 2021, when the Jackson High School Gymnasium demolition crew began clearing the old building's equipment rooms, and 51-year-old demolition manager Michael Chen's breath caught in his throat when he finally opened the sealed wall behind the volleyball equipment room. Behind the thick concrete wall was a small, confined storage area that didn't appear on any architectural plans or building diagrams. And on the cold concrete floor lay a complete human skeleton, still wearing a faded blue and yellow volleyball uniform, with scattered volleyball knee pads and a worn sports bag positioned beside it. Within hours, DNA analysis would confirm what the Jackson, Mississippi community had feared and suspected for 21 long years. They'd finally found Emma Davis, the beloved 17-year-old volleyball star who vanished without a trace after entering the equipment room following the Saturday evening school tournament on October 14, 2000. Her locker had been left open, school books neatly stacked inside, her tournament medal shining brightly inside the locker, as if she'd simply gone to celebrate with her family and would return any moment. The truth was far darker and more sinister. She'd been brutally murdered and sealed in a hidden storage area by someone she trusted implicitly, someone whose special serve technique she wanted to see demonstrated, someone who'd continued working at the gymnasium for years afterward, using her memory as a shield. For 21 years, volleyball players had trained and practiced in the adjacent room, never knowing their beloved team captain's body lay hidden just feet away behind the sealed wall. Criminal laboratory technicians carefully examined organic materials and concrete samples found throughout the storage area: sweat traces, blood stains, hair strands, evidence that had been left exactly 21 years ago, preserved by the sealed environment. A comprehensive scan began in the Mississippi State Forensic DNA Database, searching through millions of genetic profiles. The result was absolutely shocking to investigators. The DNA samples pointed directly to a name: Raymond Clark, sports equipment custodian. There was another distinct DNA profile on the area's walls, on concrete blocks, and on various volleyball equipment scattered around: saliva traces, skin cells, sweat samples. The database gave definitive results in just 2.1 seconds. Raymond Clark, 65 years old, a man who had worked as sports equipment custodian at Jackson High School for 32 years without any incident. DNA analyses, concrete samples, and organic materials inside the sealed area all pointed to a name Jackson had trusted completely for 21 years: sports equipment custodian Raymond Clark. Clark had actively joined Emma's search teams, supported the Davis family's hopeful theory at school meetings that maybe she ran away home, maybe she went somewhere with friends to start over. He had even given an emotional interview on the local news channel, tearfully said, "Emma was a great captain. I saw her every single day. I miss her so much." Now police were asking him one direct question: how was Emma's body lying in your gymnasium for 21 years with your DNA everywhere, Raymond? In the western equipment section of Jackson High School Gymnasium, 10 meters beyond the volleyball storage area, behind the thick sealed wall, Emma Davis's skeletal remains were discovered. 17 years old, a young athlete dreaming of winning the state championship and going to college on a volleyball scholarship. Silenced forever, because the sports equipment custodian wanted to show her a special lightning-fast serve technique. Michael Chen was an experienced demolition manager at 51 years old. He had been working on demolition of old buildings throughout Mississippi and surrounding areas for 26 years. He had served on dozens of school building, sports facility, and community center demolition projects across the region. Jackson High School had originally opened in 1975 and had been serving the Jackson community for 46 years. With a fully equipped volleyball court, basketball court, and modern wrestling area, it was the city's most important and prestigious high school sports facility. But by 2021, The aging building was experiencing serious structural problems. There were visible cracks in the walls. There was persistent water leakage. Safety standards weren't being met according to current codes. The Jackson School District decided to build a completely new sports complex. Chen and his 13-person experienced crew started the careful demolition work on August 2nd, 2021. A 7-week project timeline was expected. On Thursday afternoon, August 5th, 2021, Chen and his crew were working in the western section of the old building. The plan was to systematically clear the volleyball equipment rooms and demolish the walls. At exactly 2:38 p.m., the crew reached the unusual wall section behind the volleyball equipment room. The wall was made of thick concrete, approximately 9 inches thick and heavily reinforced. According to all architectural plans, there should only be empty space behind this particular wall. Chen began hitting the wall repeatedly with a sledgehammer. First strike, the concrete cracked slightly. Second strike, the crack widened significantly. Third strike, a hole formed. Chen shined his powerful flashlight through the hole. What he saw froze his blood completely. A small area, about 6 feet wide, 8 feet long, completely sealed off. And on the floor, a human skeleton. Blue and yellow volleyball uniform, knee pads, sports bag. Chen backed away quickly, his heart racing uncontrollably. He called to his crew urgently. "Everyone stop immediately. I'm calling the police. Right now." The Jackson Police Department arrived at the scene at 3:04 p.m. 3 patrol cars came first, sirens blaring, followed by Detective Sarah Martinez's unmarked vehicle. Martinez was 46 years old, had been a cop for 21 years, and had been working specifically in the cold case unit for the last 9 years. She knew Mississippi's small towns very well. She had seen firsthand how missing persons cases destroyed families over time. Forensic teams meticulously examined the sealed area with extreme care. Crime scene technicians photographed from every possible angle, measured distances precisely, collected samples from every surface. The skeleton was lying on its back, head slightly turned to the right. There was obvious blunt trauma to the right side of the skull, a single powerful impact point, clearly made with a heavy blunt object. Clothing remnants were a faded blue and yellow volleyball uniform, number 14, worn Adidas volleyball shoes from the late 90s era. Next to the skeleton were a sports bag, water bottle, and knee pads. A silver bracelet on the left wrist was carefully engraved with the letters ED. "A volleyball player," Martinez said quietly to her team. "She played or trained here regularly. We need to check the entire history of this school and missing person cases from the last 30 years immediately." Jackson High School records were meticulously reviewed by Martinez and her dedicated team over the following hours. The school had trained hundreds of student athletes for decades. In the yellowing files, there was one significant missing person case from 2000. Emma Davis, 17 years old, high school senior, team captain, disappeared under mysterious circumstances on Saturday, October 14, 2000. Martinez carefully opened the thick 2000 case file that had been stored in archives for 21 long years. Detective James Wilson had conducted the comprehensive original investigation at that time. Wilson was now 67 years old and retired, living in Madison. Martinez called him that same evening. "Emma Davis," Wilson said slowly, his voice heavy with memory. "I never forgot that case in all these years. She was a wonderful young girl. Everyone in the community loved her deeply. Hardworking, talented, natural leader spirit. She disappeared after the school tournament on Saturday evening. We searched for months extensively. We found no trace whatsoever." "Were there any suspicious individuals at the time?" Martinez asked carefully. Wilson paused, thinking back. The sports equipment custodian, Raymond Clark. He was very helpful, concerned, cooperative. There was nothing suspicious at that time at all. DNA comparison was immediately conducted at the Mississippi State Police Forensic Laboratory. Emma's mother, Linda Davis, 63 years old, still lived in Jackson, just 3 miles from the school where her daughter disappeared. A reference DNA sample was collected from her. Linda's hands were shaking uncontrollably during the procedure. A week later, the result came through. Definite match. The skeleton was Emma Rose Davis. Emma Rose Davis was born on April 18, 1983 in Jackson. Her mother, Linda Davis, was a dedicated 29-year-old teacher. Her father, Robert Davis, was a hard-working electrician. Emma was the Davis family's third child. She had 2 older brothers, Mark and Jason, who adored her. The family lived in a modest neighborhood in northern Jackson. As a child, Emma was energetic, athletic, always moving. At 10, she started playing volleyball. At 13, she won her first tournament award. At 15, she was selected as Most Valuable Player at the State Youth Championship. When she started at Jackson High School, she was immediately the star of the school team. Her coach, Coach Anderson, immediately saw Emma's tremendous potential. This girl could go to a Division I university, get a full scholarship, he thought confidently. In fall 2000, Emma was 17 years old and a high school senior. That year, she aimed to win the state championship and receive a full volleyball scholarship from Ole Miss. Louisiana State was showing serious interest. Emma's closest friends were Sarah Williams and Jessica Chen. The 3 trained together, studied together, shared dreams. Emma was genuinely happy. She had big dreams for her future. But there was something Emma didn't know. Sports equipment custodian Raymond Clark was watching her constantly. Raymond Edward Clark was born in Mississippi in 1956. His family was poor. His father was a factory worker. His mother was a cleaning worker. Raymond finished high school, but didn't go to college. He worked various jobs throughout his 20s. Warehouse worker, security guard, maintenance worker. In 1968, he started as a seasonal cleaning worker at Jackson High School. In 1975, he became a full-time sports equipment custodian. Raymond was a quiet, withdrawn man who kept to himself. He had a brief marriage at 48, but divorced quickly. He had no children. He lived alone in a small house near the school. He loved his job but didn't like people much, especially young women. He would watch them obsessively, but never approach directly. In summer 2000, Raymond noticed Emma training. She would come every day, train hard. Raymond would watch her through windows. Emma was beautiful, young, athletic, full of life. Raymond became obsessed with her completely. Every day he would wait for Emma to come. He knew when she trained. He knew when she took breaks. He knew when she went to the equipment room alone. Saturday, October 14th, 2000, was a beautiful fall day in Jackson. The weather was cool but sunny and pleasant. Emma woke at 8 a.m. as usual. Today was the important school tournament. She put on her volleyball clothes, tied her hair in a bun, prepared her sports bag carefully. Linda was making breakfast in the kitchen. "Good morning, sweetheart," said Linda warmly. "Good morning, Mom." Emma drank a glass of orange juice, ate a sandwich. The tournament would start at 10 a.m. At 9:30 a.m., Linda took Emma to school in their car. "You're going to win today," said Linda. "I know, Mom." Emma entered the gymnasium building. The tournament started promptly at 10 a.m. Jackson High School was playing against Ridgeland High School. The match was intense and competitive. Emma was in excellent form, energetic, and focused. She fought for every single point. The final set ended 25-23 in Jackson's favor. Emma celebrated enthusiastically with her teammates. Medals were awarded to the winning team. Emma put on her medal proudly, smiled. At 6:45 p.m., the tournament ended. Players went to the locker room area. Emma went to her assigned locker. She took off her sweaty uniform, wrapped herself in a towel. She was about to go to the shower when Raymond Clark appeared suddenly at the equipment room door. Emma, congratulations. You played great today. I want to show you something important. New volleyballs arrived, special tournament quality, could improve your serve significantly. Just 5 minutes of your time. Emma hesitated, uncertain. Now? I need to shower. My mom is waiting outside. It'll be very quick, I promise you. Could really help your game. Emma thought for a moment. Raymond was the sports equipment custodian, a trusted person. He'd been working at the school for years. Everyone knew him. Okay, but it has to be very quick. Raymond led Emma to the equipment room, through the narrow corridor. The area was dark, deserted, quiet. Emma felt uncomfortable suddenly. Where are the new balls exactly? Raymond turned around slowly. Actually, Emma, there are no new balls at all. Emma's face changed to confusion and fear. What do you mean? Raymond approached closer. I've been watching you for years, every single day. You're special to me. Emma backed away instinctively. Mr. Clark, what are you doing? I need to go home now. Raymond's face changed completely, darkening. No, he said firmly. Emma tried to run, but Raymond was faster and stronger. He caught her arm. Emma screamed loudly. Raymond put his hand over Emma's mouth hard. There was a heavy metal pipe leaning against the wall. Raymond grabbed it and struck Emma's head with brutal force. Emma fell to the ground unconscious. Raymond backed away, breathing hard. He was out of breath, shaking. What had he done? Raymond looked around frantically. No one was there in the building. He dragged Emma's body into the small storage area. Then he found concrete blocks, mortar to build a wall. He worked all night long, sealing the area. By 6 a.m., the wall was complete. Raymond went to Emma's locker carefully. He left everything as it was. He put the metal inside the locker. Then he went home. Linda Davis began to worry at 7:15 p.m. The tournament had ended at 6:45. Emma always came out right away after changing. Linda drove to school immediately. She entered the gymnasium. She couldn't see Emma anywhere. She went to the locker room. It was empty. But Emma's locker was open. Her medal was there. Her books were there. But Emma wasn't there. Linda called the police frantically. The Jackson Police Department took the missing person report seriously. Detective Wilson took the case immediately. The entire facility was searched thoroughly. Emma's locker was examined. Everything was normal, but Emma wasn't there. Wilson questioned Raymond Clark directly. Did you see Emma tonight? Yes, Detective. I saw her entering the locker room after the tournament ended. Did she seem normal to you? Yes, she looked happy, normal. They had won the tournament. Wilson took detailed notes. Raymond seemed calm and helpful. Days became weeks. Search teams scanned Jackson extensively. The FBI joined the investigation. No trace was found anywhere. The case went cold eventually. Years passed slowly. Raymond Clark continued his normal life. Every year, a memorial service was held for Emma. Raymond always attended, looking sad. In 2021, when Michael Chen broke through that wall, everything changed forever. Detective Martinez worked closely with genetic genealogy specialist Dr. Lisa Wang. A complete DNA profile was created. 3 weeks later, a match came. Raymond Clark. August 16th, 2021, 6 a.m. Martinez came to Raymond Clark's small house. Raymond opened the door. He was 65 years old now. Raymond Clark, you're under arrest in connection with the murder of Emma Davis. Raymond bowed his head slowly. 21 years, he whispered quietly. At the station, Raymond confessed to everything. He told everything about that Saturday evening. Why? Martinez asked. Raymond was silent for a long time. I don't know. The darkness inside me. The trial began in October 2021. Raymond was charged with first-degree murder. The jury decided quickly. Guilty. The judge announced the sentence. Life in prison without parole. Linda Davis spoke emotionally. My daughter was 17 years old. Raymond Clark took her from me. He lied for 21 years. Jackson High School was rebuilt completely. Emma Davis, Memorial Gymnasium, bronze plaque. Emma Rose Davis, 1983 to 2000. Her dreams were stolen, but her memory lives on. If this story moved you, please subscribe and hit the like button. Every subscription helps us continue investigating cold cases that families are still waiting to solve. Drop a comment telling us where you're watching from and which unsolved case you'd like us to cover.